Hey folks, welcome to the fourth episode of the Avalanch Conditions Report, brought to you by Whitewater Ski Resort and Backcountry Skiing Canada.com. My name is Dave and I am part of the snow safety team up here at Whitewater. And it's been a while since we've chatted, but the big thing right now that's going on in our area is we've had some cold temps and we've had some northerly, northeasterly winds kind of starting on Saturday and moving through the weekend before they kind of switch back to our normal southwesterly flow. And we've also had 16 centimeters of snowfall since Friday, January 27th. So with that snowfall and those northerly moderate to strong winds, we do have pockets of isolated wind slab in alpine and exposed tree line features. It's not super obvious where those are right now. They're in varying places in those zones, but it's something to be aware of as we're traveling in the backcountry right now. That's kind of our main concern at this time, is those wind slabs. I expect that will settle out in the next few days with the weather change. But if you are traveling in the backcountry this weekend, that would be something to watch out for, is kind of those wind slabs from that wind event over the past weekend. So I'm currently in the summit weather plot at Whitewater Ski Resort. We are on a north aspect at 1950 meters. And we have a height of snow in this area below tree line of 185 centimeters. And this is a really great area to illustrate kind of what's going on in our snowpack. So right now, down 37 centimeters in our snow pit, we have a rain crust that happened on that. The rain event was actually on January 13th, but then it got buried on the 14th. So we're calling this the January 14th melt freeze crust. And then down below that, we have our January 3rd surface hoar. And that is down anywhere from, 70 centimeters to 60 centimeters from the top of the snow. We were seeing avalanches on this layer. We haven't really seen reactivity in the Whitewater area on that layer in quite some time now, a couple weeks, but something to be aware of. And then going deeper into the snowpack, so down 80 centimeters, we have that thick rain event from Boxing Day. That's our December 26th melt freeze crust right here. That ranges anywhere from 4 to 6 centimeters thick. And then below that, we have the layers that we've been talking about a lot in these episodes. So down 100 centimeters in this snow pit, we have our December 17th surface hoar. Again, in the Whitewater area, we haven't really seen any reactivity on that in, about a month. And then down 130 to 140 centimeters is, what we've been talking a lot about, and it's received a lot of media attention lately, on CBC. Avalanche Canada has been talking about it a lot, is that November 17th surface hoar with the November 5th melt freeze crust below it, which has caused facets above that crust. In the Whitewater area, this layer is still a concern, but we haven't been seeing reactivity on it in a couple weeks. The tipping point right now is kind of almost just north of the West Arm and Nelson. So, right around Groman and Baldface, and then north to Revelstoke. This problem is more evident, and it's been producing avalanches, and unfortunately there's been fatalities on this layer in the last month here, and it's been receiving a lot of attention, and so it deserves. So in the Whitewater area, I've been talking to a lot of really experienced forecasters, and just because we haven't been seeing results on this layer in the last little bit in this area, we're still skiing with caution in our area. We're avoiding those shallow, thick to thin areas, because where that snowpack is going to be thinner, it's going to be more likely that we can trigger this deeper instability and cause a big avalanche. And then I would really caution people that are traveling in the backcountry just north of the Whitewater area. This problem is really, really scary, and it's still persisting. And deep persistent slabs like this that are deeper in the snowpack are harder for us because you don't see that constant feedback all the time, but that problem is lingering, and we need to be skiing terrain right now conservatively and being very careful about this layer down here. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but it is very important for people to be aware of. Following back up in this snowpack, I just want to talk about some of these upper instabilities. So this January 14th melt freeze crust, there is potential for this to start fastening out and become a weakness as we get more load. So that would be something to be mindful of here going forward. And you know, we have had cold temperatures, so that's created, you know, some more surface facets above here. So if we do get a storm that rolls through, which we're looking like getting in the next, you know, week here, you know, we're gonna have some weaknesses in the upper pack, and we'll be looking at, you know, some storm slabs developing for sure. Avalanche Canada is calling the hazard moderate in the Whitewater area. Again, always go to AvCan, read the forecast before you head out, and make sure you're looking at the correct forecast for where you're gonna go. And then just finishing this off, talking about some weather. So we do have a little system moving through. It looks like Friday we're looking at around 5 centimeters of snowfall, and then Saturday we're looking at, you know, 5 to 10 in that period, and then Sunday looking at another 5 centimeters. So we're looking at some snow over the weekend, which will be a welcome for us in this area. And then the next system coming through looks like Tuesday, Wednesday. We're looking at anywhere from 5 to 15 centimeters at this point for that Tuesday, Wednesday system. So more snow on the way, and we've been getting dribs and drabs around the Whitewater area. And, you know, skiing is pretty fun. It's that boot top POW in the backcountry right now. It's fast. You can kind of get an edge in, and then it's a lot of fun skiing in the backcountry right now. So that's all the information I have for everybody today. Again, just remain diligent of those deeper instabilities if we're heading out. Avoid those big features. Avoid thick to thin areas, and we'll be back in a couple weeks with another episode.